Yolan True and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. And even filming this video will be exciting for me, but I'm gonna tell you a little bit later why. As requested, of course, I will immediately do the video on the NX-01 for you and how it works. I did buy the ship for you so I can make the videos yesterday immediately, and that's why I can show you the loop and everything. But Scopely made it a little bit not so easy for me because of my two channels. You know, they're not that generous. So in the first moment, I only could get one of the Delphic tokens or expense tokens that I need to go to the aquatic hostiles later. And so we'll have to film the video in English and German in parallel for both channels. And today, because of this, you will see some cuts as what you usually don't see in these videos, but today it will happen, and I hope I can remember what language I'm talking at that point of time, but I'm quite sure I will. But nevertheless, we will go into detail with the NX-01 today. But before I get to it, if you are not a subscriber of my channel yet, but do like my videos, then please do subscribe to my channel. And when you do, then also click this little bell and all notifications. And another little information. Of course, I will interrupt my normal series with the ships and the officers in the next days and bring videos about all the new stuff that the new ARC and the new Battle Pass have brought us. But let's talk about the NX-01. You will remember it from Star Trek Enterprise, and there were already a lot of questions in comments, on Discord and everything, especially why this Enterprise is much stronger than, for example, the NCC 1701. It's a good question, but as someone answered there, well, it's Scopely. Why are you still asking? The NX-01 is an epic 4-star ship. That's why it's only available for people Ops 40 and higher. About the blueprints we talk in a second, but first of all I need to talk about some specialties. First of all, the ship has got some ship ability. It's an explorer again. I mean, Starfleet and even Starfleet before the Federation was kind of an exploring kind, and so it's an explorer, so we have the usual advantage against interceptors here. And the weakness against battleships, but that's a topic for later. The ship ability is that the Enterprise NX-01 increases its base damage by 100. Wait a second, I have to count the zeros. 16 million % against Xindi aquatic hostiles, but only the aquatics. And it got a polarized hull. The Enterprise NX-01 deflects 9 shots from each of the Xindi aquatic weapons. And that's why I hope when we get to the Delphi expense token systems later in this video, where we will fight Xindi aquatics, which I will have to do for the first time because I had to save that token for making this video, that it really is worth it. So we're exploring some stuff together, but I at least know what to look out for and for some details. One important thing with the Enterprise is, as you know from the series, and I said this in my preview video, they are concentrating on hull plating here. So the hull health instead of shields. I tested it on Xindi Reptilians yesterday, where it, by the way, is not that good. So if you don't have a stronger ship, then the NX-01 might be good for you, for example, to hunt some level 40 Xindi Reptilians. But in comparison, it is much weaker than the normal ship I'm using for grinding Xindi. So for grinding Xindi Reptilians, I will still continue to use my Corinar and will not use the NX-01. But all its bonuses are against the aquatic hostiles, and that's what we will have a look at later. And it has a ship ability, that's the long road ahead. It temporarily reveals the depths of deep space, allowing the target system to be viewed even with no ship present there. And that is a nice thing. You can look into territories or into deep space if there's a free mine, as Scopely said, or you can have a look if some COS Alliance is there at the moment. but you need to have been to that system where you want to use it on once before. So we will have a look at that ability a bit later too. But what I wanted to talk about with the hull plating thing instead of the shields is that you need to have a closer look at your hull research, so the hull health research, because I had to improve that a bit yesterday as well. And so it is a very important thing. I placed my Enterprise already in front of one of those token systems, and that is another thing that happened yesterday. The graphics are kind of buggy at the moment. I mean, with bringing this arc, Scopely didn't do such a great job yesterday. First of all, the events came hours too late. They didn't communicate very well again about this. First of all, they claimed it was intended that they roll it out later, although in all announcements they said at event reset the new events will be there, so they even lied to us. It was not a brilliant day. And then they talked about that they improved iOS. Yeah, they might have done this for MacBooks, but they definitely have not improved PatOS, because since the update my iPad crashes even more often, and I hope it doesn't happen again in this video, because every time I click a hostile it crashes. And so unfortunately I need to film on the iPad. But you see, the graphics of two ships are completely garbled as well. But that's how the Enterprise NX-01 looks in the game itself, while it's parked in K-Lore ahead of the first token system, and I will go to a Stallion during this video. But first of all, we need to talk about the blueprints. When I'm talking about the basics again, you can get the blueprints. No, I'm wrong there. In the Xborg faction now, and you can get 2 blueprints at max per day. So you can exchange 1 chest for uncommon Xborg credits, or 2 chests. And that means you get 2 per day. You need 200. So that would make it, in 100 days you can get the NX-01 for free. As I said, I bought it so I can make a video for you right in the beginning. I'm not so sure if I would have done it if I wouldn't make these videos, but it's these what if questions. I did it. It was expensive though. And I already have 17 blueprints. 2 of them are that I pressed the 2 chests yesterday evening already. 10 of them I got with a promo code. The promo code they published in the event news on your station, you know, the hologram, will give you 10 blueprints for free if you have a Scopely account and do it via the web shop and redeem the code. Then you will get 10 blueprints, so it shortens that down to 190. And I got the 2 from the first day already, so it's down to 188. And I got 5 more from one of the new missions that you got with the new event. That was Timeless, Shapeless, I don't remember the name correctly, but there in the end I got another 5. You have to finish all those missions to get the event points for completing the mission. So in the end you will have those 5 blueprints. And I forgot one thing, the promo code was supposed to work for everybody Ops 40 plus, because you cannot have the Enterprise NX-01 if you're not level 40 plus. But they reduced it to Ops 35 because of a lot of complaints on Discord in advance of rolling out the events late. And so they put it on 35, but it's only valid for 7 days. So you have to be quick to redeem your code there if you're Ops 35 plus then you better have a look at your game news and redeem your code. I can tell you the promo code is NX-01 without the dash in between, and it's not a dash, it's a minus, just the two letters and the two numbers, and then you can get your 10 blueprints. And that's why I already have 17 again. Well, it's there, so I'll probably get a second one in time, just to show that it's doable in a certain amount of time. And maybe they will mix in some blueprints somewhere else, but I haven't seen others yet. But now it's time, before I talk a lot more about the refinery, about the new favors in the faction store, to go into the system. And while I was filming a part for my German video, I just realized that I didn't see that I got more stuff yesterday than I thought, and that is in regard to the tokens, so I needn't have to do it as complicated as I did. But somewhere I got more of those tokens that you need to get in one of the new systems. You see, there are a lot of new blue systems. Blue means I haven't been there yet, with the typical sign of the tokens where you need to pay with the cost of travel. And when I just did that, I just realized I got more of those for some reason than just the one I got from the refinery yesterday. But it's even nicer, so we can, in the worst case, could have gone there again. But now it is time to fly into one of the new token systems, and so we just fly into Demetrium, and not with that ship. We should take the NX-01 for that. That would have been fun with the Meridian. Of course, when I click it, I have to pay for it, and you see I've got 4 of those now, of the Delphic Expense tokens, and you need them to exit the systems where the aquatics are, and that's where we will go now. And then we will have a look at the 2 different kinds of aquatic ships there. In my preview video, I already said that there will be 2 kinds of aquatic ships in there, one interceptor and one battleship. So interceptor is nice for an explorer, but the battleships are not that nice for an explorer. And so we will have to see now what's going on here. First of all, I will not zoom out because I want to have a look at the aquatic ships. I said in my preview video before the new events came out, I do like the aquatic ships. You've seen them in the fight with the Sphere and the Zindi ships, when the Zindi reptilian ships, where they assisted Archer, and so I really like those ones. And thinking about that, the whole ship is full of water is quite intriguing as well. But here you see the interceptor version, and they are. You could see them if the iPad problem wasn't as bad as it is at the moment again. Yeah, it's just a matter of things. But nevertheless, they also have a different amount of loot, and that's what I was about to show you. First, for the normal ones, want to accelerate your gameplay. Someone published that yesterday on the Scopely Discord when the events came far too late. It's a kind of irony. I mean, look at the graphics. But nevertheless, it still is working here with the aquatics. And so let's have a look again at the loot we find here. They bring tech modules. Those you need to claim bundles in the refinery. And you have the usual Zindi scraps here as well, although very few scraps, but a lot of those tech modules, and they are the interesting part why you go to the Aquarians. But we need to have a look at the ship abilities as well. You see they are really strong, but the pure power number never matters with those special ships. But if you look at the ship ability, this hostile has 10 shots per weapon, and all damage this hostile deals completely ignores player shields. I mean, the Enterprise is not supposed to have shields, and that's why the whole hull thing comes in as well. But there's more bad news. At the start of the round, this hostile reduces the player's critical hit damage by 2500% for 2 rounds. So not a big use for critical damages, again, in the beginning. And at the end of every round, the ship fires 9 shots from its super weapon that deals lethal damage to the enemy player ship. And now you will understand the ship abilities I've shown you in the beginning, that the Enterprise NX-01 deflects 9 shots from each weapon of another ship. Why it's important here. Yeah, with those 10 shots, 9 of them are deflected, so only 1 shot will get through, and all 9 shots from the super weapon will be deflected. That's why this ability is so important. Before I attack one of those, I just want to show you there's a second kind of Xindi aquatic ships here, and that's the Xindi aquatic enhanced cruisers. Those are the battleships, and they are stronger, as you can see with the power already, but they give 10 times the rewards. And so you will always have to have a look if it's worth attacking them. How many of the smaller ones can you kill? How many of the bigger ones can you kill? But as you saw, you get 10 times the amount of loot for one of the bigger ones. But we will be the nice guys first. And let's have a look what happens if we attack one of the Xindi aquatic cruisers. Will we survive? Well, I know what will happen, but we will see. Yes, we did survive, and it just didn't cause any shield damage. Why would it? You will always have hull damage with the Enterprise, but it's a number. And I already did something in the Borg favors as a preparation for today to be able to show you stuff. So we get to it to that as well in a second. But we will also need to find out what happens if we attack the Xindi aquatic enhanced cruisers. And so let's test that as well. The information is my NX-01 is level 5, so I did upgrade the ship experience, but I haven't upgraded anything else on the ship because I don't have the resources to do so yet. And so it's kind of a fresh out of the box NX-01 with a little thing I did in the faction store, which I will show you a bit later. But that's a level 5 Enterprise NX-01 that just destroyed one enhanced cruiser. But if you look at my hull plating, and that's why the hull research will be so important for you as well, I can destroy one of the big ones here. And that's it. I just destroyed one of the small ones and one of the big ones, and look at my hull plating. So for me, it will be interesting probably when I fly in here to kill one of the big ones and 2 of the small ones, and take the loot. If you look at it at the moment, I've got 56,000 of the tech modules, but that's also because I brought a loot crew with Picard and 5 of 11 on the bridge, and with a doctor below deck. And so that's enhancing my loot as well, and that's why I now have 61,000 of those tech modules. But as you also see on my hull plating, I will probably not survive a fight against another of those normal cruisers. But I did 2 of the normal ones, 1 of the big ones that brings 10 times the loot. That is what I can do with the NX-01 at the moment. And so that is, depending on your research, of course, what you can expect from a brand new NX-01 when you get it. As I said, there is the Borg faction, and not only because of the blueprints, we talked about this, that you can get the blueprints here, but there are also new favors, some of them regarding the NX-01, and I have to scroll and see where the NX-01 starts, because that's nicer on the desktop, by the way. You got a better overview about the faction stores when you do it on the PC, but I have to film on the iPad, and so it's not that easy. There is, for example, Enterprise NX-01 warp level favors that increases the warp range for the Enterprise NX-01. There's a loot favor where you increase the base loot gain from killing hostiles with it. There is the repair one, and that's what I'm using because it's especially against the aquatics, and I got a few levels here that you get a certain percentage of the NX-01 hull health again when it's below 40%. And so there I got 3 levels at least in preparation for the video that at least would be able to show you more than one ship there. But at 3 levels is not much. That just brings back about 6% of hull health when you are below 40. No, it's 8%. But those favors are quite helpful. And there are other favors that came with it. I will not completely go through each and every one of those because I better do another video on the faction store enhancement now because it's too much for just one video. In this case, it should better be an overview. But I just want to mention that there's reputation favors in there as well. There's kinetic and energy weapon stuff in there, anomaly sample harvester and stuff. So a lot of nice stuff in here, also for the opportunity chip boost, for the loot drop by the Xindi Aquatic Exchange, but you need a lot of epic credits for it. And the same overview I just will do with something else you get once you build the NX-01, and that's a refinery. I will definitely make a video on the refinery itself, because I had to do some exchange yesterday to get at least 1 token, wherever I got the other 5, I don't know, or other 4. But I had to do it for the 1 token here, and that's why I cannot go into each and every one of those, and that's why it's better that I will tomorrow film a video on the refinery where I will go through each and every single exchange with you. That's why I will not claim anything tonight, so that I can make that video tomorrow. The first one, which I did take, was the normal Xindi scrap that you know already from the reptilians. There I got the token to get into the space. There I got the isolinear arrays for the ability we will have a look at in a second as well. Then we have a aquatic exchange. That's where we can exchange stuff that we just got. The tech modules for ceramic composite, that's what you need to upgrade your NX-01. And for choice opportunity ships, those you can exchange again here in the refinery. Then there's a U claim. I told you in the preview video that U is an officer, the Picard U, that you can only get via this refinery. Then you can get the Picard refit shards for the NX-01 here in the refinery. You can exchange those opportunity chips here, either in a safe way or a risky way. But that's just an overview, as I said. And there are rare versions of those chips as well that you can also exchange in a safe or a risky way. And you see it's still having some graphics problem, not only with my ships, but also in the refinery there. So we keep it a bit shorter. But I need to repair my NX-01 for a second, because I still have to use it for this video once more. Because I also told you about another ability, and for this we just go to the territories, because as I said, I have to leave my station for that. Yeah, okay, leave the station, then we can do that again. That happens when you destroy a ship by flying around and hitting stuff. So you see there's this yellow button, and you will remember this eye there because you see it on deep space systems. In the beginning when we looked at the ship, I mentioned the other ability, and that's something else we just want to test here. We just take territory. I cannot look into any territory that doesn't belong to us, but you see, like with the Mantis and the Sting button, the red button you will remember, here there is a yellow button with this deep space eye, so to speak. And if we click that, it will be able to temporarily reveal deep space in the system, allowing me to look into it. And it, of course, can be a very good thing to have a look into a system without sending a ship, to see if they are preparing for a fight, if there's a free mine in other deep space systems that are not territory, or if enemies that you are cause, for example, on are waiting in some system. It can be quite helpful. But to do this, you need those isolinear arrays. The NX isolinear arrays. And you get them from Daily Gift or from the exchange of Xindi scrap in the refinery. No, I got them in the gifts, not in the refinery. That was the one. Yeah, sometimes it's brand new and a lot of stuff, so even I might mix up something. But when I do the refinery video, you will definitely see it, because I couldn't open that now, and I've only seen that once. But I will do the refinery video where I can show you each and every single part of those tomorrow. If we want to have a look in it, we have to spend 1,000 of these and just click confirm. And then I can have a look in a territory that is not ours. And of course, that can be used for another purpose. I could also have a quick look of if our Italian friends here have any OPC ships there before even flying there. So I don't have to risk that they know that I'm coming, and I can, without any haste, can scan the ships. And there was an OPC, but unfortunately we have the same problem as usual. Now the iPad problem got a bit worse since event change yesterday. It was better before, but yesterday I had to finish all the new stuff playing in my office, because I couldn't do it on the iPad because it was crashing every 5 seconds. Every hostile I was clicking. I mean, you still see the graphics here on the screen. They brought new bugs in it, and it's not very stable. But the one ship I clicked on was OPC, so that would have been a helpful thing. The not so helpful thing is something else. As soon as you use that ability, once you leave the system, you cannot look into it. So it's not like a time countdown that you have for looking into it. You can look into the system, and as long as you keep that system on your screen, you are able to see what's going on there. Once you leave it, you have to pay again to see it. So that is how this ability works. And if you're kicked out, your money is gone, so to speak. So that happened in the German version of the video when I filmed this. It happened in the English version. As soon as I clicked a ship there, got kicked out. Maybe I should write to support to get my stuff back, because I couldn't even scan one ship down there, and that was the whole purpose of that. Now today was the purpose to show you, but that's really annoying when this happens, because you spend material and have nothing from it. It's just wasted, and that's why they seriously have to come back to their quality over quantity promise and fix iPad OS. Or their version for it, because they said as I said, that they did something for MacBooks and so on, but iPad is still a catastrophe. And when I really want to play, I have to go to my office. That's where I want to spend time, in my office, when I play a game. I would prefer to sit on my sofa with my iPad and play that game. But nevertheless, with this ability, I hope I gave you an overview of this game, a proper one. Not the game, the new ship. If you want to add something, if you still have questions, it's a brand new ship, so there is always something going on with it. But I hope I showed you the loop, how it's working. And if you have video requests for other videos, this was a request as well, that I do it as fast as possible. On both channels, in German and English. That's why I had a lot to do today, and they will be online as you can see now, on the first evening after it was published. So I do read your video requests, as you can see, but I also regularly read your comments and answer questions and react to your comments and so on, as you know. So even if you just want to say hi and where you're from, I'm always happy about these comments, because it's nice to know from what places your active viewers are coming from. It's just a nice thing for someone making these videos as well. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.